I'm just going to get into this, oh my God, daily look ahead for tomorrow, which would be the 19th of July. So just give me 2 seconds. Just get rid of that. And yeah, let's just start talking about this. So EU, obviously hella bearish. We're starting to pull back. Let me just go to the weekly and just see. I don't have it on this chart, so let's go down to this guy. Yeah, and you can start to see that we're starting to pull back off of this weekly region. Not sure exactly what to expect here, but we're starting to react to an interaction zone of some sort. So with that being said, you jump down onto your lower time frames, and obviously you can kind of see that we've been dabbling in it, kind of slowing down, decompressing in price. The structural leg is sort of sitting. It's a little interesting, but I would say that, like, realistically, the structure that we're sort of playing within is resting in here right now. So ideally, like, we can start to look for shorts if we get a realignment in terms of our plan, right? So 15-minute structure is sitting here. So as long as we get this internal boss that sort of happens in here, we could potentially start looking for some sells and stuff. But yeah, for the time being, obviously, like, we're looking at a bullish order flow shift. If order flow realigns, we can take this sort of counter against the H4 structure that just broke. I think that would be reasonable to kind of look at, and targeting. Yeah, so if we broke down something along the lines of this, obviously we're reacting to this level up here right above these induced highs, seeing something along the lines of this to break this down into the sort of discount of the leg, and then start looking for order flow realignments. That would be something I would probably consider. But yeah, in the meantime, obviously being sort of in the premium or getting more premiumly priced, we want to see this sort of pull back and then get some realignments potentially in these levels in here. So that's all I'm looking at on EU for the moment. And I think we're going to be probably relatively similar across all of the USD pairs. Yeah, so we get the realignment. You can see that this is a great take on liquidity. In here, you can see that this also takes liquidity, looking for sells, possibly to come deeper into this mitigation on GU. Yeah, same thing here, liquidation, unmitigated, possibly take this lower on AU. Might be some really good setups coming up in the next couple days, or in the next couple hours rather. GJ, yeah, we're starting to rocket up here. We've taken out this level of liquidity. We're obviously potentially in some new bullish order flow that's kind of formulating here. And I would say that we would want to see some sort of a substantial shift to be able to then continue into potentially this higher time frame sweep, coming down into here before rocketing up to the upside. So I'll be just kind of watching around to see what ends up happening. But yeah, you can see that we're pushing away. You can start to level out from here to here to potentially take these long in the short term. But personally, I like to see it come from an area that takes liquidity. So I'd like to see a sweep down into at least here, and then be able to potentially look for something to the upside. Yeah, so right now we've got unconfirmed weak or strong high, unconfirmed weak, strong low, just based on the fact that ultimately we haven't broken anything substantial since. So that's just my thoughts on that. USD CAD, starting to kind of realign in here. I do think that we're probably going to come into more of this higher time frame leg, possibly take out liquidity underneath these lows. So yeah, we can play sells potentially, but yeah, ultimately, like, the move is kind of done. I would say that, like, we could maybe start looking for even longs in here, depending on how order flow starts to realign and how this all develops. So this is going to probably take another day or two of development to see where the money is sitting in the market and where they're trying to push the market in the short term. Euro JPY, break structure, right? Liquidation, coming back up into more or premiumly priced areas. So we're going to be just kind of watching how this thing sort of develops over the course of the next few days. See if we can get that medium or higher time frame sweep, followed by an aggressive order flow shift, and then start taking this back down into the downside potentially. So that's the narrative for tomorrow, July the 19th. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll have to regroup a little bit later on this week and see how all these things end up panning out. So don't forget to make your watch list, understand what order flow is telling us to do, and stay alongside with the higher time frame intention.